Okay, we're all set. Go ahead, Ted. I'm gonna mute.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a regularly scheduled meeting of the Zoning Commission, City of Danbury, October 14th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Let the record show. We will begin at 7:05 with the roll call. Commissioner Bennett is absent. Commissioner Botello,
Here.
Commissioner Cabrera, absent. Commissioner James,
Here.
Commissioner Jowdy, absent. Commissioner Nazario, absent. Commissioner Nejane,
Here.
Commissioner O'Neill,
Here.
Yeah.
Commissioner Harrison,
Here.
Commissioner Villacrez, absent. And I am Chairman Haddad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everything matches. Commissioner Harrison, can I have you sit in for the entire evening for Commissioner Bennett?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, thank you. The next regular meeting is scheduled for October 28th, 2025. It doesn't look like we have anything yet on that, so we may not be having that meeting. Commission members, everybody should have received their September 9th, 2025 minutes. It was made public, it was posted, and everybody has a copy of it. Anybody who want to make a motion to accept those minutes? Motion made by Commissioner Botello.
Make a motion to accept the minutes of September 9th, 2025.
Second by Commissioner O'Neill. Any discussion? Any additions, corrections, modifications, deletions? Not hearing or seeing any. All those in favor of approving the minutes, of accepting the minutes of September 9th, 2025, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Unanimous accepted. Oops, I'm sorry. That aye was a opposition? Commissioner
No, it was
Neese, that was a late yes.
yes.
We're calling it a late yes. And there was no meeting on September 23rd due to Rosh Hashanah. The legal notice for this evening is notices hereby given that the zoning commission of City of Danbury will hold a public hearing commencing at 7 o'clock p.m. on Tuesday, October 14th, 2025, in a web-based meeting hosted on Zoom to consider the following matter. Petition of Walid El Bakri, Planning Director, to amend sections 4F2, 5A2, 5B2, and 6A2 medical offices in parentheses. Section 5B2, truck terminal, warehouse, moving storage establishment, self-service storage in parentheses. Section 6A2 and 6B2, banks, business, or professional offices and hotel motel in parentheses. Section 6A2B, 6A5D, continuing care facility in parentheses. And section 10D11, trip generator table of the zoning regulations. Copy of this application is on file in the town clerk's and planning and zoning offices for public inspection. Parties and interests and citizens shall have an opportunity to be heard at this time. The agenda will be posted on the city website and will include instructions on how to join the Zoom meeting or view the meeting live on YouTube. Theodore J. Haddad Jr., Chairman, posted on the city website and town clerk's office on September 24th, 2025. Published in News Times on October 3rd, 2025 and October 10th, 2025. Purchase order 2026-002. How'd they get a purchase order 2026 already? I thought we were still in the 2025s. Anyway,
Fiscal year. The new fiscal year started in July 1st, and they call the fiscal year 2026.
how did I not know that after all these years? Show you how much I pay attention, right? Anyway, so let me read the instructions for this virtual Zoom meeting. This meeting of the Danbury Zoning Commission is being held on Zoom as a virtual meeting. Even though this meeting is a virtual meeting, members of the public and interested parties continue to have the opportunity to participate in the meeting in a couple of different ways. You can participate via Zoom and see the audio and video, or you can call in by phone and participate via audio only. Please be aware that we may have to mute your microphone or telephone to avoid an echo or some other background noise. This is also being streamed live via YouTube. Instructions on how to participate in the meeting appear on the City of Danbury website, and all of the documents and materials that apply slides of the matters to be discussed during this meeting, including the agenda, are also available on the City of Danbury website. As always, if you have any questions, please contact the City of Danbury Planning and Zoning Department. As a reminder, the entire meeting will be posted on and can be seen on the City of Danbury website. We will follow the posted agenda as per standard practice. If prior to the meeting, any questions or comments on agenda items are submitted via email to Director El-Bakri, those comments will be read during the appropriate portion of the meeting. Finally, please remember that technology glitches sometimes do occur. Please be patient if that happens. Additionally, this agenda was filed in the town clerk's office on October 9, 2025 at 5:44 p.m. The first public hearing this evening is a petition of Walid El-Bakri, Planning Director, and the petition is what was read during the legal notice this evening. Let me go to, first of all, the 8-3A referral, October 6th, 2025, to Theodore J. Haddad, Jr., Chairman, Danbury Zoning Commission, from Robert Chioccio, Vice Chairman, Danbury Planning Commission, regarding its petition of Walid El-Bakri that was read in the legal notice. At the web-based Zoom meeting held on September 17, 2025, the City of Danbury Planning Commission voted to give the above referenced petition a positive recommendation for the following reasons, and there are 4 of them. Number 1, preserving the CA80 corridor for high interaction commercial uses support economic vitality and conforms with the city's long-term planning goals. Number 2, prohibiting new medical offices within the light industrial IL-40 district reinforces the district's intended purpose by preserving land for the growth and diversification of Danbury's industrial base. Number 3, elimination of the existing trip multiplier table in alignment with the ITE standards will ensure reliable data-driven evaluation and support informed decision-making regarding traffic and infrastructure planning. Number 4, all of these amendments are consistent with the Plan of Conservation Development, POCD, which emphasizes responsible growth, improved access to essential services, and the protection of vital community assets. The motion for positive recommendation was made by Mrs. Hofstadter, seconded by Mr. Haas, passed unanimously by voice vote with 3 ayes from Mr. Haas, Mrs. Hofstadter, and Vice Chairman Chioccio. Also, let me find the 8-3B Westcog recommendation. Good morning, Joanne. Thank you for submitting the attached referral. Is the opinion of the regional staff that the proposed amendments are primarily of local concern with limited intermunicipal impact. These amendments do not conflict with the regional plan of conservation development. All my best, Tucker. That is done. This is done. This is done. If I can call on the Director El-Bakri, if you can go over your staff report for us, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, everyone.
Good
Can you hear
evening.
Evening.
Before I start off, I would like to actually take a minute here to thank all of you. This might be our last meeting before the election. We might not have a second meeting in September. So I would like to acknowledge all your effort, dedication during the time I have been here. And also I would like to wish those of you who are running for the election best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Chairman, if you may just allow me to share my screen here very
You
Yes.
quickly.
did it. You're all set.
I'm all set? Okay, thank you. Can you all see the slide here? It's the
Yes,
first one.
we do
Okay.
have it, Director.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. I'm not going to spend a lot of time during this presentation because everything that we are talking about, we discussed before, if you recall, during one of our workshops. So after the workshops, I worked on the legal requirements and the application was submitted to the Planning Commission. As you mentioned, there was unanimous approval or positive recommendation from the Planning Commission during our meeting last month. So I'm going to just remind you and refresh your memory about what we were talking about. First off, what we are talking about is not one change. There are multiple changes. All of them aim at updating our regulations, making the best use of the existing land. So what we have could be categorized in 4 different items. Number 1, it's about medical offices. Number 2, future uses in the CA80 district. CA80 is our commercial arterial corridor, which is located in the west side of the city. Also, we're talking about future non-industrial uses in the IL40, which is light industrial, and IG80, which is general industrial. And finally, we are going to talk about what we call TABE generation or multiplier table. If you look at the slide I have here, this is what we have so far. This is a summary of what we have. Our medical offices, as you see, the definition is from our zoning regulations. Medical for us doesn't mean just medical office. It means chiropractor. It means physiotherapist. It means psychologist. So it's a very broad definition we have. As we speak, and the table below here shows what we have. We have medical offices as mainly special exceptions in 5 different zoning districts and as permitted use in 2 different districts. As we speak, we don't have even distinction between the different types of medical offices. So what is the issue? The issue is it's always very long, cumbersome, sometimes difficult to establish even small medical clinic because it's all special exceptions. The goal that we are trying to achieve here is the following. We are trying to have 2 different categories for medical offices. One, when the medical office or the facility is 5,000 square feet or less. One, when the facility is more than 5,000 square feet. And what the goal is to make, when it's 5,000 square feet or less, to make it permitted, not a special exception, in the RO, which is a residential office, CG20, general commercial, and CA80. And not to allow any medical offices in the light industrial district, because we would like to preserve our industrial zones. So that's what we are trying to do for this change. Second, I'm talking about future uses in the CA80 district. As a reminder, if you look closely at the map, and I hope it's clear, you will see that our CA80 is our commercial corridor all the way to the west of the city. It's a very important corridor, and unfortunately, our existing regulations, and I have some pictures for you, allow for warehouses. I have 2 examples here. Allows for a truck terminal, allows for self-service storage, which is what you have here. So what are we trying to achieve? We are trying not to make it difficult, as we talked before, for existing uses. So we have a clause that existing uses have an exception. However, in the future, the uses I'm listing here in the slide will not be permitted in the CA80. We don't want to see what you have here on the slides. What the CA80 is what you see here, which is the right-hand side of the slide, which restaurants, more activity. It's not what you see on the left-hand side of my slide. Moving forward, you remember we had a lot of discussions lately. By lately, I mean in the last 90 or 60 days, about preserving our industrial base. So one thing to do is, and we already did it, to look at our existing regulations for industrial districts. By industrial districts, I mean IL40 and IL80. Sorry, and general industrial, which I forgot. I believe it's, somebody might remind me, Mr. Chairman, is the general industrial what? IG80, yes, IG80.
IG80.
Yep, thank you. So what we found out is what you see here on the slide, I'm highlighting. In our industrial base, we allow the following: bank, financial institutions, business or professional office, hotels or motel, we allow them as we speak in our industrial land use districts. And guess what? We also allow care facilities in the IL40s. So when we were talking about it, we were talking about, hey, we want to protect what we have. As we speak, we are not protecting what we have. So the new regulations that are being proposed will not permit such uses in the future in our light industrial or general industrial land zone district. Another thing we talked about is that we have outdated regulations. They are not based on any facts. They are not based on any existing engineering standards. One of them, and this is just the beginning, as I mentioned before, we have lots of projects to work on, and hopefully most of you will still serve on the zoning commission so that we can continue what we started. So one of what we have, the items we have is what we call in our zoning regulations, multiplier or generator table. What does this mean? It means that it will assign a number to each category based on which you know that how many tips are generated based on what use. To give you an example, I don't know if you can see it here, hotel and motel. We assign 10 vehicular tips for each bed. This is quite honestly outrageous. Usually the standards are usually 2, maximum 4. So what is the issue? The issue is based on that table, we ask applicant to submit a study, a full-fledged engineering study, if you exceed 500 motor vehicles per day. And based on the table we have, most application will exceed that 500 motor vehicles per day because the numbers are not based on any standards. So what we are doing is we are deleting the whole table and referring all application to the already known and accepted Institute of Transportation Engineer standards. So all what we are doing is in line with the existing policies of the plan of conservation and development. First, we are trying to make medical services accessible, which is a necessity called for in our POCD. You don't want to make it difficult to establish medical facilities, especially if we are talking about small ones. Most importantly, we are protecting our commercial corridor, and we are basing all our regulation on accepted, recognized standards, not on just personal views like what we have here in the multiplier table. With that, I come to the end of this very quick overview. Happy to answer any question. Back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Director, can you please go to page 9? Back up just one page.
Just a second here. You're talking about slide. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. So basically the right-hand column, which deals with all of the trips per square footage, per bed, per floor area, things like that. We're taking that column, totally removing it and replacing it with the ITE's numbers.
So, Mr. Chairman, we are taking the whole table out, and any applicant, when they apply, and we also have access to the manual, we will be basing our numbers that we discussed with the applicant on the Institute of Transportation Engineer.
So I just wanted to clarify that we're not throwing, in case anybody was wondering, not our commission members, this is really geared to the public. We're not throwing out any trip regulations. We're replacing our trip regulations with a different standard, one that's been accepted and adopted and is upgraded and is professionally reviewed quarterly. Correct.
Yeah, every couple of years updated. Yes, that's what exactly we're doing. And The reason behind that, if you recall, I know that the zoning commission doesn't receive a lot of special exception. It goes to the planning commission.
Correct.
But even what the engineers submit is based on the Institute of Transportation Engineering manual, because this is the only standard one nationwide.
Perfect. And I just wanted to clarify that in case anybody was wondering. And the other thing is, just as a side note, the storage facilities, for example, in the C80 zone, if this petition gets approved tonight, they will still exist, but they will be pre-existing non-conforming.
No, we took it a little bit further than that, Mr. Chairman. In the
Oh.
situations you have, we made it existing one will be a very special case. They can continue and they can also expand.
Okay. That's what I was getting at, the expansion of it, because pre-existing non-conforming wouldn't allow that. Okay. And I do recall we did have that conversation at the last meeting. And we actually all agreed to that. That was a great idea. Thank you for that. Thank you for refreshing my memory. Commissioner Botello.
Yes,
Oops, unmute. You went back to mute.
is that
There you
good?
go. Yes, you're good
Okay.
now.
On the trip counter, is the regulations that we're looking forthcoming, are they more rigid or are they in comparison to what we have today?
You are talking about the table that
The ITE, is it much more rigid or are they basically comparable to what we have enforced now?
to you, Mr. Chairman. They are
Yes,
very
sir.
different. They are very different indeed. I shared the same story with you before, but the numbers here, it's very difficult to know where it came from. It's not based on any engineering standard, on any other standards. So some of it is just totally outdated. And I will tell you, way higher than it should be. Mostly, all the ones I reviewed, what we have here is way higher than what the standards are.
So once again, so any application coming in, new application is going to be looked at differently, but as far as the trip count, it's going to be actually, you're going to be saying it's tougher, going to be following this ITA.
Well, to you, Mr. Chairman, it's not going to be tougher. The numbers we have here in our zoning regulation as we speak are way higher than any other standard anywhere that I came across.
Higher in as the amount that you allow.
Okay, so to explain what this table means. This table
let-
means
So the most important would be probably for the residential. What would that change? A garden apartment, so you have 6 per dwelling unit. If we're going to this ITA trip generation manual, what do you suggest that's going to become?
I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I would expect it to be in the manual about 4 or so.
About 4?
Also, don't quote me on this, but usually this is what I found among all the categories we have. What we have is higher than what it should be.
But are what we saying now that by going to this ITA, is it going to be more tough? It's going to become more tougher or more restricted for people to get approvals because of this ITA report that we're going to be generating?
It would be easier, actually.
It will.
Yeah.
I don't quite follow. If it goes from 6 to 4 per unit, how's that easier?
Okay. Not parking space. We are talking about.
Okay, you're talking about TOD zone, but how about the RH3 or the R3?
Okay. So, Mr. Chairman, if you look carefully, this is not parking spaces. This is the total number. If you reach 500 per day, you will have to submit a big study. So most likely when we adopt the new regulation from the Institute of Transportation, less application will have to submit the engineering traffic study. Does this make sense?
Okay, I mean, as long as we're not defeating the purpose of what we had, I understand what we passed the TOD, but my concern is once again is the RH3. They're still out there, and is that going to be hurting the ability for that to become a zone that can get some housing done?
Absolutely not. It will make it easier.
Okay, all right. be very interested to see that. And we'll, at one point, we'll be seeing that printed to us and we'll be able to analyze it. This ITA report.
The goal is after 1 year, we'll start actually having statistics about how many TAF studies were submitted and how many are submitted now. And most likely what will be submitted in the future will be less than what is submitted now.
Okay, thank you.
That IT, the latest edition is probably online to research. I don't think it's subscription based.
It is subscription based.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
That's why we have to get the funding to be able to actually access it. And so when applicants submit the application, we can double check that the numbers they are submitting.
Okay. So let me just take a guess. In the 45 or 46 years that I've been on this, I think these numbers, these trip multiplier, this generator table, these numbers really don't make sense today in some certain line items. I think it's been the creation, and maybe Ms. Reed knows the answer to this. I think I've maybe been through 5 or 6 planning directors. And I think this is just, you're looking at 5 or 6 different brains that have all bled onto this sheet of paper. And each one had their own opinion and each one had their own creation that has been submitted a couple at a time, updated, modified to the zoning commission over various periods of time. So for that reason, that should tell us where it came from, but it also should explain why some of them don't make sense to each other in a circular fashion. Would you agree with that, Director?
Maybe actually Joanne can chime in because she has been here longer than I was, but what you are saying is similar to the conclusion I reached. Because
yeah,
it doesn't make, I did actually talk to a lot of engineers just to get their feedback. Nobody could understand where it came from.
Sorry.
I think they made
Yourself
sense
again.
at the time, and we just adopted certain ones at the time by certain planning director at the time. Ms. Reed, did you have any knowledge?
I was just going to say that what happens is with the planning commission is they submit the application and they hire a traffic engineer who says, okay, this is what the regs say and this is what we think it's going to be. But now it'll be the traffic engineer uses the ITE manual, which used to be a book and is now a subscription service, to determine based on the use. You remember they talk about it like what's his name? Joe Balskis. He'll come in and he'll say, okay, for this use, this is what we require according to ITE standards. So now we're just eliminating the duplication of effort. When people submit their application, they'll just submit it complying with the ITE standards. It will make it a lot smoother and simpler. But this has been modified as we've added uses or taken uses out. In my 39 years, this has been, like I said, there's been modifications to it, but it's always existed in the regs forever, but nobody knows exactly how it started or, how it came about. It isn't, like Waleed said, it isn't based on any engineering standards. It was something that was in our regulations from 1971 when the city, and the town merged, and it just moved forward. And when we added a new use, they just added, a standard for it. But
Yeah.
it's a double effort for people, for applicants, because they have to, they're trying to comply with what the regs say, but yet they've hired an engineer who's telling them that the ITE book says this.
Right.
So that's my take.
Right. Thank you.
And Waleed would be your fifth
My fifth? Oh, yeah, okay.
planning director, yes. Because you were here when Len Sedney was here. So
Yes, that was here. Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And I came right after Len, so
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
So, Mr. Chairman, I would like you to take a minute, you and the commissioners, to go over the section I'm highlighting here. I want to just everybody to know what's going on because I could see Bob was not sure what we are trying to achieve here. Please read it for a minute and I will explain.
Okay. Okay, can everyone read the screen? Yeah, I'll read it into the record. All
Yes.
uses which will generate over 500 motor vehicle trips per day, either individually or in combination with other uses on a lot, as determined by the trip multiplier table in section 10D, shall be defined as special exception uses and subject to all review and regulatory restrictions contained herein for special exceptions.
Okay, so you, Mr. Chairman, to avoid, because I know Bob was talking about the TOD and other items, this has nothing to do with the TOD. It's very general. It applies anywhere in the city. As you see, the numbers here in the table that you see are very high. What does this mean? It means most likely any application except for a few will exceed the 500 motor vehicles each day. What is the implication? The implication is as follows. Each time you exceed that number, you have to go for a special exception. What does it mean? You lose a lot of time, it's public hearing, it's a lot of requirement, it makes things very difficult sometimes. With the change we are proposing, what will happen is the total number of applications exceeding 500 motor vehicles each day will be less, which means that there will be less requirement for a special exception just because you are exceeding 500 motor vehicles each day.
Excuse me. And also, there won't be the difference between what the applicant says and what our regs say, because it'll, when they submit their application, the ITE standard will be there, and that's what we'll be using instead of this random list that we have.
So that's what the director meant to Commissioner Botello saying it's got nothing to do with parking spaces or requirements or anything like that. It's got to do with making it easier and less paperwork for the petitioner to submit a petition. They'll still go through public hearings, but there'll be less trouble because
Special exception.
they might not meet, they most likely will not meet the trip generator to go through. And with all due respect, I'll call it useless or hearings that did not need to be done.
Exactly, that's what it is. We are looking at efficiency, and there are a lot of potential for streamlining what we do.
Thank you for the clarification.
And I see a hand for Commissioner O'Neill.
I just wanted to say that it makes a lot of sense across the departments to use the ITE, saying like these numbers are just arbitrary. We don't even know where they came from. They're confusing the situation, they're complicating the situation, and it makes the entire regulations more professional. Things would stand up in court if anything came up because it's using a consistently recognized method of calculating. So it makes a lot of sense. And it would ease up a lot of trouble and doesn't conflict with our regulations. These things are just conflicting with our it's silly, and it's a really good idea to put this in.
Thank you. Commission members, anyone else wishing to speak or have any questions for the director this time, commission members? Director, did you want to finish up anything else? Did you have anything else to say?
No, that's all, Mr. Chairman. It's just I appreciate all your hard work, and I know it's what you do is not easy because it takes a lot of your evenings, and I totally appreciate. And I totally appreciate the fact that a lot of you just want to be engaged and serve your community. And I know sometimes it's not an easy transition because what we discuss is not something that everybody actually have the background there. So I really understand your patience and your dedication to know more. By you, I mean every member of the zoning commission.
Thank you. Well, thank you to you as well, because you put this petition together based on our last few meetings or so, on the conversation that we all had and the concerns that we had that came from your office to us. We had some great dialogue, and this is the conclusion to it. So I appreciate your work as well. Commission members, anything else at this time? If you could take down your screen share so I can see if there's any other hands out there. There you go. I got everybody now. Let me just ask one more time. Commission members, any questions, hands or voices I don't see? Okay. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this petition? Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this petition? Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this petition? I don't hear any voices or see any hands raised, and I believe I have every box in front of me. Director, do you want to conclude this? Anything else?
Mr. Chairman, I believe I covered everything I had here. If there's any clarification from any member of the zoning commission, I would be happy to answer.
Thank you. Commission members, are we good?
We're good.
Commissioner Botello,
Yes, I'd like to make the motion to close this hearing.
commission members, there's a motion to close the public hearing by Commissioner Botello. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Harrison. Any discussion?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
There's no opposition. Everyone's in favor. This public hearing is closed. Thank you, Director. Commissioner Botello, I see your hand raised for bringing this whole discussion for discussion possible action.
Yes, I'd like to make a referral or make this to go into the old business that's possible that we could vote on it tonight.
Commission members, there's a motion to move this to number 1 under old business for discussion and possible action. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner O'Neill. Any discussion? Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
This will be number 1 under old business for discussion and possible action. Thank you. Next we have, let me move these papers around. This goes here, this goes here, this goes here. This is gonna go here. Okay. There's no continuation of any public hearings. There's no new business. There's no correspondence. Number 1 under old business for discussion and possible action is a petition of Walid Al Bakri, Planning Director, to amend sections 4F2, 5A2, 5B2, and 6A2 medical offices, section 5B2, truck terminal warehouse moving storage establishment self-service storage, section 6A2 and 6B2 banks, business or professional offices, and hotel motel, section 6A2B and 6A5D, continuing care facility, section 10D11 trip generator table of the zoning regulations. The public hearing was opened on October 14th, 2025, and it was closed on October 14th, 2025. Commission members, that was a petition that we just heard this evening. I see Commissioner Botello.
I'd like the motion to give a positive recommendation for the following reasons. That preserving the CA80 corridor for high interaction commercial uses supports economic vitality, conforms with the city's long-term planning goals. Number 2, prohibiting new medical offices within the light industrial IL40 zone. District reinforces the district's intended purpose by preserving land for the growth and diversification of Danbury's industrial base. Item number 3 would be elimination of the existing trip multiplier table in alignment with the ITE standards will ensure reliable, data-driven evaluations and support informed decision-making regarding traffic and infrastructure planning. Number 4 is that all of these amendments are consistent with the Plan of Conservation and Development, the POCD, which emphasizes responsible growth, improved access to essential services, and the protection of vital community assets. And for these reasons, I would request that we go for a positive recommendation.
Commissioner Botello, commission members, there's a motion by Commissioner Botello with reasons. Commissioner Botello, would you be willing to add to that such amendments will not adversely affect the health, safety, and welfare of the general public?
Yes, I would, Commissioner.
Thank you. Commission members, is there a second to that?
Second.
Second by Commissioner James. Commission members, now the time for discussion. Any discussion on the motion? Any discussion on the motion or the reasons? Any discussion on the motion, the reasons, or the second? No. A yes is yes, a no is no. Commissioner Botello,
Yes.
Commissioner James,
Yes.
Commissioner Nejane,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Neill,
Yes.
Commissioner Harrison,
Yes.
and I will make it unanimous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 0. This petition is approved. Thank you, commission members, and thank you, Director, for the fine work and the time that you put into this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Commissioner, I'd like
Waleed.
to make a
Thank
statement.
you.
Sure, Commissioner Botello, go ahead, please.
Being that this is our last time getting together as a group, I just want to tell everyone that it's been a true pleasure getting to know all of us. And I think as a group, we dealt with some really, really great issues over the last 2 years. And I think we handled them well. And I would hope that everyone that wants to be elected is elected. But I just want to make sure that you understand that I appreciate being on this zoning commission and I've enjoyed working with all of you.
Well, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
You.
Same
And,
here.
and, and
Same
you've
here.
been a
you,
great,
Rob.
you've been a great chairman, Mr. Haddad.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for everybody's contributions too. That's it's about all of us here. It starts here with one, and then it's our little group together as a team for the benefit of, it used to be just for the benefit of Danbury. Danbury has gotten so large now that our decisions really overflow
Yes.
into Bethel, Brookfield, New Fairfield, New Milford, and even Brewster. Yes, even those New Yorkers. So I appreciate it, and I know the citizens of Danbury appreciate it as well. Anything else from any other commission members? Comments? Under other matters, other matters, other matters. Ms. Reed, we have no correspondence.
I'd like to make a
hold on,
motion to
Yeah, hold on
close.
one
sorry.
second, Commissioner. So, Ms. Reed, how do you want to handle this? How do you want to handle this October 28th? Do you want us to say that you have nothing now, but something still may come in, or what's our cutoff date on that?
Hang on one sec, let me look. Let's see. Okay. It's really like tomorrow, so if nothing comes in by tomorrow, I'll send out a cancellation notice.
Okay, so commission members, most likely we're going to be off on the 28th. And you've heard me in the past always check with Ms. Reed, because we have regulations which we have cutoff dates and advertising dates and things like that. That's why I always yield to her, because I can never remember what the cutoff dates are on new petitions or when something might sneak in, walk in through the door here. Is there anything else? Anything else, commission members? Anything else? Commissioner Botello, you had your hand up.
I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing and say goodnight to everyone and say thank you for a great performance. Thanks.
Did you mean adjourn, Bobby?
Yes.
Adjourn.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you all.
I should have learned that by now.
It's
Can I make a
okay.
motion to adjourn?
Motion made by Commissioner Botello to adjourn, second by
Second.
Commissioner James. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, let the record show that
Aye.
we have adjourned at 7:48 p.m. I thank everyone and wish everyone the best of luck. Hope to see you all back here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank you,
evening.
Joanne. Thank you, Waleed.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Waleed.
Thank you.